You're welcome. If you are just joining us, it is still your number one authoritative business radio. That is Broad Street Radio. And I remain your regular host, Charles Farcroha. Yes, the show today, of course, we are looking at company in focus. You can see that we need to focus on some of these companies so that the average investor will know what these companies are doing, you know, and see how they can follow them. And it's also serve as doing your own little research, because if you want to invest in any of these companies that are listed on the NGX platform, of course, you need to know something about them. So today, in Company in Focus, we are looking at a very, very important company in the mortgage industry. So we need to understand what is the mortgage industry. Do we have a mortgage industry in Nigeria today? I would say yes, we have mortgage. You know, I saw a documentary where people live under the bridge. That is a manifestation of failure of our housing policy. And I keep saying it. You build houses and you are saying the houses you pay 30 billion, 40 billion, 50 million. Or in fact, you see a lot of advert, they tell, even just to buy a land in some places, they tell you 100 billion naira. And we say we want to fight corruption. And the man works 30 years. He cannot afford a roof over his head, shelter. According to Masters, the basic needs, food, shelter, clothing. Why won't he get into corrupt practices to ensure that he will not continue to pay rent throughout the rest of his life? How do we make housing affordable? And it's on that note that our company focus today is Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank. I keep saying mortgage is an investment, while your rent is an expense. And that's why I will commend the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. That is that bank that serves as a regulator, you know, when it comes to the mortgage industry. They have a product they call rent to own, you know. Because as you pay your rent on a yearly basis, then over a period of time, the property should belong to you. So those are some of the schemes and the efforts the current government is doing to ensure that there is a housing for all. You know, been told housing for all by the year 2000. Now, United Nations, or where that statistic is coming from, I'm not too sure, but they are saying our housing deficit as at 2020 used to be 17 million, but as at now, we're talking almost 28 million deficits in terms of housing. And when I'm talking of housing, it must have basic amenities. Not the kind of housing we see people face me, I face you, no basic sanitary conditions in those houses. So Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank, it's a company in Nigeria providing innovative mortgage products and services to individuals and organizations. Now, so mortgage is simply the mortgage bank, a financial institution, will give you a loan. You will use that loan to finance a property. The property becomes the collateral so that you begin to pay on a monthly basis. And over a period of time, usually 20, 25 years, the property belongs to you. And that is a system that has worked in other climes. In Nigeria here, Nigeria is the only country you see that people pay cash, full payment for a property. That's what they call a down payment. And the government has come out with so many schemes. The most important one is National Housing Fund. You know, where they say if you contribute to that fund for 6 months, then you have a mortgage bank, you now contribute. If they want to give you 15 million, as they were doing before, you now contribute 1.5 million, now 10%, your own equity, you now qualify for the loan of that 15 million. And once you get the 15 million, you pay for the property, and over time, of course, they do. That's what they call affordability table. They look at your age and the interest rates that you pay. I think it used to be between 6% or 9%, as the case may be. And so government has also now licensed so many other mortgage institutions where they can package you. And Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank is one of the leaders in that sector. So let's look at this company very well. You can see that they are doing quite well. So for the result that came out for them, the turnover, that is for 2024, was about 4.2 billion, as compared to 2023 year end 2.9 billion. So you can see an increase. Then the profit before tax, 1.7 billion 2024, January to December, and the same period 2023, 1.2 billion. You can see that the tax that they have paid, I'm talking of profit before tax now. Now, after they have paid tax now, profit after tax, 2024, the company made a profit after tax of 1.6 billion compared to 1 billion that's Naira now, in 2023. So you can see that Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC, operating in that sector, is doing quite well. So we must commend them. Of course, the company is heavily headed by a seasoned administrator, Mrs. Ngozi Chukwu, over 15 years of experience, business development. She has attended several courses, housing finance, so she is really qualified to be in that position. This company, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank, was founded in the year 2002, and they were listed on the exchange December 22nd, 2005. Their address, you can find them at Abuja. Of course, they have offices in other parts of the country, in Port Harcourt, in Lagos, specifically close to us here, Ilupeju. So in Abuja, the head office is 11 Kara Namoda Street, Area 3, Garki, Abuja. You can also reach them. Their phone numbers is there. So it's a company that we encourage you to look at very well and understand what they are really doing. So Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC is a beacon in the mortgage banking sector. They stand committed to enhancing customer service and leveraging cutting-edge technology. They are using technology to deliver mortgage products. With the vision to be the model for the mortgage business, the bank is dedicated to ethical practices and professional standards, aiming to create both shelter and wealth for all their stakeholders. So you can see that the bank, the mortgage bank, is positioned to ensure that they take mortgage services to the average Nigerian, thereby providing shelter for the average Nigerian. Of course, the products that they used to do is the National Housing Fund and their own mortgage product. So the bank performance for 2024 December year end underscores the dedication to their corporate social responsibility. So they're not just only there to do their business, they're also educating, the average Nigerian has to take advantage of this mortgage policy. The bank is focused on sustainable growth and well-being of its community, making it present as a responsible and forward-thinking institution. Now, some people argue with me today that we don't have mortgage in Nigeria. So institutions like Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank are at the forefront to continue to educate Nigerians and tell them that yes, there is a mortgage in the country. Of course, we have the Federal Mortgage Bank and of course the Minister of Housing and Urban Development. They are doing quite a lot, but they still need to do more so that Nigerians will become not only financially literate, also mortgage literate. I don't see any reason why a young graduate that just come out as a job or runs his own business, he should begin to contribute to the National Housing Fund. I'm told now that the amount of money the NHF can give to you has been increased. So let the contributions to that they are deducting to contribute to the National Housing Fund also be increased. And we want to see transparency. Corruption should not be involved at all. Transparency. So National Housing Fund, is a scheme. Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank is also one of the licensed mortgage bankers that can run that program. And if you have a need for your mortgage, you can approach Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank because but I also want to employ the Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank through their association, that is UMBA, Mortgage Bank Association of Nigeria. Please begin to run programs that can license individual mortgage bankers, because the mindset of a commercial banker or an investment banker is quite different from a mortgage banker. Don't tell me, oh, I'm a banker, then you can do any sort of you can begin to involve in mortgage banking. The orientation, the mindset is different. So UMBA, as they call them, of course, is ably headed by an experienced administrator, a former CIS registrar. Please, in collaboration with your members, begin to run programs on affordable housing, educate Nigerians when it comes to mortgage, mortgage education, so that the average Nigerian will understand and see that, yes, they can take advantage of this mortgage policy and begin to own their own houses. So, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank, please, you can collaborate with your association and see how you can take mortgage banking to the doorstep of the average Nigeria. You are listed on the exchange. You are currently being traded on the exchange, so investors can look at your securities, and of course, they are looking at returns so that they can continue to patronize you, and you also begin to see that they get the right education when it comes to mortgage industry. Thank you.